So we've been building an archive of these downloads of eternal verity and cosmic enlightenment for some time now, and we're doing this as an attempt to hone the faculty of consciousness that is accessing the higher wisdom, the deeper wisdom. What is that wisdom? Well, the wisdom, as it reveals itself to me, is there aren't as many divisions within humanity as we think, because one of the reasons we came here was to experience the human condition, which, by its very nature, involves a lot of forgetting of the interconnectivity and interdependence of all living things. That is the price we pay for having an individuated self, is that sometimes that so-called ego is like a great pair of blinders preventing us from seeing that there really aren't any separations in the universe. In other words, every circumstance that we find ourselves in is a self-created, or at least self-invited, crucible of potential liberation that is working on all the base elements of our lives, and therefore we are infinitely blessed with the resources to self-liberate every minute. And it is only by fighting that realization, that truth, with things like attachment and aversion, with things like dogma, with things like the preconception of reality, believing, for instance, that humanity is a fallen race and that therefore, we will only find salvation once we have embraced one deity or another. This is one of the great pitfalls of hyper-individuated self that has taken over a large amount of human attention. Whereas, should we really be moving towards a higher expression of humanity over time and not devolving but rather evolving, then the deeper wisdom requires that we tear away the false boundaries between one another. And it doesn't have to be a violent exercise. Tear away sounds like, we should watch our words. Maybe we really just need to surrender. For instance, what if survival, first chakra realities, were not so heavy on our minds? What if we just knew, to begin with, that we're covered, and that we only have the grace of time that we are given, and that we can't earn one more minute or one more year by eating right or saying the right prayers or going to church every Sunday, but that really time has already allotted us a certain future, and that we are able to have certainty around that this is not in question, that you've come to this earth for a journey. Okay, it's almost like a psychedelic journey where you've taken a certain substance and you know that you're going to be on that journey until that journey ends, and then you'll be back to your original state of mind or state of being. It's quite analogous to where I see us. The whole future that is ahead of us, the threats of climate change, the continuing economic calamity, the potential for overpopulation and eating up the usufruct of the planet, the reduced carrying capacity of the planet, the sixth great mass extinction, all that stuff that we've stored up for ourselves, we've done it on purpose. From the standpoint of the collective soul, the animus mundi, the world spirit that we all share. And we have come to a place now where we know that it's not about survival, it's not about first chakra. It's about allowing everyone access to the full length and breadth of their being and their self-expression and their enjoyment of life. If that's not what America was established to embody and to champion, that we are all endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, if those things are not more important than the Second Amendment, for instance, which is your right to kill somebody if they infringe on your rights, on your natural rights, well then, I don't know which direction America is going, because a lot of people tried to tell me that the Second Amendment in particular guarantees all of our other rights, because you have the right to kill somebody if they try to take your God-given rights. But that's such a non sequitur. It's such a twisted belief. If they're God-given, they're sovereign, they're inherent, they can't be taken away. They're not under threat. Why do you feel threatened? Why? Because of North Korea? Because of Iran? Because of who? Who's making you fear the imminent loss of your rights? Oh, God forbid we get Sharia law in this country. We'll all be screwed. No, you know what? It's really fear of loss and lack that is the great enemy of our sovereignty and our serenity. I will just say in closing that I am not a proponent of the use of firearms or munitions or militaries to secure our blessed state in this country, and rather I feel that we've gone far too extreme